is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here on the News at Noon. I'm Lauren Casey, and my friend Todd Clausen is working from home again this midday, breaking down our forecast. And Todd, I am looking forward to getting outside this midday, maybe eating lunch outside. It is a beautiful day.
Yeah, I just sat in the backyard for a little while soaking in the sunshine, Lauren. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, clouds, windy conditions, temperatures only in the 40s. And right now at this noon hour, temperatures are already in the 50s with a couple 60s out there. 60 in Bloomington. It's 56 in Tipton, 60 in Lafayette, and officially at the airport in Indianapolis sitting at 58 degrees. And here's the view from downtown to the north. There is not a cloud in the sky, and that's the way it remains for much of the afternoon. So at any point throughout the day today, you can get out there and enjoy the sunshine. The last clouds that were kind of lingering across the eastern portion of the state this morning have now pushed off into Ohio. We have clear skies right now, and we'll enjoy the sunshine this afternoon with skies eventually overnight tonight turning partly cloudy. But with the sunshine and the light winds, temperatures continue to warm here through the 60s, getting pretty close to 70 degrees across most locations here in central Indiana. If you do have plans to take that walk maybe after dinner later on this evening, Lauren, just know as soon as the sun sets, though, we will cool off, so you'll want to have the jacket handy. We'll talk more about that weekend forecast for you coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, Todd, thank you. Well, some breaking news now this midday. The Tyson pork plant up in Logansport says it will reopen and resume what it calls limited production next week. You may remember that plant has been closed since last week due to a COVID-19 outbreak. Earlier this week, the Cass County Health Department said almost 900 of the plant's 2,200 workers tested positive for the coronavirus. Tyson says before it reopens, executives will tour the plant with health and government officials, a member of the union that represents the workers, and medical professionals. The company says it will implement more measures to protect workers before reopening. And new this midday, the State Department of Health releasing their latest numbers on COVID-19 here in the state of Indiana just moments ago. 55 more deaths reported, giving the state 1,062 during this pandemic. The number of total cases grew to more than 18,000 as well. We're going to hear more about these numbers during Governor Holcomb's daily briefing that's set for 2:30 this afternoon. We're also going to find out at the briefing whether Indiana's stay-at-home order will be lifted or modified in some way. That current order is set to expire today. Regardless of what the governor says, we know the stay-at-home order will continue in Marion County for another 2 weeks. That means the current restrictions on all non-essential businesses will stay in place until at least May 15th. The governor says he supports the mayor's decision.
I fully support Mayor Hogsett. I've said before, local jurisdictions can always be stricter than what we have said. This has been the case, not just once in the state of Indiana. And we'll seek to...
The governor's briefing will be held again at 2:30 this afternoon, and you can watch it here live on RTV6, as well as our website, theindychannel.com. Well, the pandemic has caused another summer staple of Indianapolis to be canceled. Today, the board of Indy Fringe announced it would not hold its annual Fringe Festival to support the ongoing need for social distancing. The festival had been scheduled for August, and Indy Fringe says it's received a record 93 applications from artists to perform this year. The festival says those artists will be the first spots offered in the 2021 Indy Fringe Festival. It's also urging people to support Indy Arts and Culture Emergency Relief Fund so that many artists who use Indy Fringe to support themselves much of the year can survive. Well, one of the summer's biggest gatherings has not been canceled just yet, but Gen Con says it will delay the opening of the event registration as well as the publication of its event catalog. Right now, Gen Con is scheduled to run July 30th through August 2nd at the Indiana Convention Center and Lucas Oil Stadium. That event typically brings in more than 60,000 people here to the city of Indianapolis. Gen Con says it continues to evaluate safety measures related to the ongoing pandemic. The pandemic means that students are spending the last 2 or more months of school at home. It's also caused Indianapolis Public Schools to open its wallet to help more kids get computers used for e-learning. As our Rafael Sanchez tells us, IPS is making this investment in case students are forced to learn from home again later this year or any other time in the future.
These are among the thousands of computers IPS distributed several weeks ago. But the district never had enough to provide to every student in its schools. That will be a thing of the past in the fall. 14,000 new Chromebooks will be ready in the fall for 3rd through 12th graders. On top of that, 7,000 new iPads will be passed out to kids in kindergarten through 2nd grade.
So we need to be able to pivot quickly into a more virtual learning environment if and when there are cases that call for us to be at home and be a part again.
Academics planned for the classroom for the months of March and April were taught online or with paper packets. The superintendent says she's impressed with her teachers' creativity, which she sees as their boss, but also as a mother with 3 of her own children in IPS schools.
Yeah, my own daughter, her teacher is giving her feedback, recording herself talking, giving my daughter feedback on her work. And I think just that personal connection of hearing your teacher's voice and talking about the work that you're doing, for me was really just awesome to see how that relationship is still being cultivated. And so again, I think it's helping all of us really think about how do you stay focused on building relationship and building connection, even when we're apart from one another.
And that was Rafael Sanchez reporting IPS is spending $9 million on those computers. The district is also spending an extra $3 million on hotspots to help families with wireless services. Well, Joe Biden says he did not sexually assault a woman who used to work in his Senate office. The claim against the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee came from Tara Reid, who says that it happened back in 1993. ABC's Alex Prochet tells us Biden went public with the response this morning.
Did you sexually assault Tara Reid?
No, it is not true. I'm saying unequivocally, it never happened.
Former Vice President Joe Biden addressing an allegation of sexual assault directly for the first time on MSNBC.
I'm confident there's nothing. No one ever brought it to the attention of me 27 years ago. This is any assertion at all. No one that I'm aware of in my campaign at my Senate office at the time is aware of any such request and or any such complaint.
The accusation comes from Biden's former staff assistant, Tara Reid, who served in his Washington Senate office briefly in 1993. Reid was 29 at the time. She claims aides told her to bring Biden his gym bag, that she found him in a corridor of a Senate office building. And in interviews with Democracy Now! And others, she says this happened next.
I was up against the wall, and I remember his hands underneath my blouse and underneath my skirt, and his fingers penetrating me as he was trying to kiss me, and I was pulling away.
Reid tells ABC that at the time she complained to the Senate Personnel Office that Biden had made her feel uncomfortable, but she says she did not mention an assault, and she does not possess a record of the complaint. Reid says she shared similar concerns with other staffers in Biden's office shortly after the alleged incident. All 3 of those staffers tell ABC News that's not true.
And if that document existed, it would be stored in the National Archives, where documents from the office she claims to have filed her complaint with are stored. So I'm asking the Secretary of the Senate today to identify whether any such document exists. If it does, make it public.
This isn't the first time Reid has publicly accused Biden. Last year, when Biden came under fire for what some women felt was inappropriate contact, Reid came forward saying Biden touched her on the shoulder and neck in a way that was uncomfortable.
There's so many inconsistencies in what has been said in this case.
Reid describes herself as a hardcore Democrat, but her story has now been taken up and heavily promoted by President Trump's campaign, his son Donald Trump Jr., and conservative media. President Trump was asked about it yesterday.
You know, it could be false accusations. I know all about false accusations.
More than a dozen women have accused President Trump of sexual misconduct or assault, including rape. The president says they're all lying. Alex Prochet, ABC News, Washington.
We know a lot of people are looking for work right now, but we also know a lot of companies that are hiring as well. Next, we'll show you some of the available jobs on our Hiring Hoosiers job board. Todd.
And Lauren, the good news is the chilly air from the past 2 days is pushing off towards the east, and you look to the west and you see temperatures in the 70s. That is what is heading our way for the weekend. We'll talk all about that weekend forecast coming up when the news at noon continues right here on RTV6.
Shark Tank tonight on ABC.
Well, if you're looking for work right now, it's RTV6's mission to bring you job opportunities through our Hiring Hoosiers initiative, and there are plenty of opportunities available. Let's take a look at our Hiring Hoosiers job feed. Cityway Animal Clinics in downtown Indianapolis is hiring a veterinary technician. You must have a flexible work schedule. The Jack Lord Group needs a cleaning associate to work on the northwest side of Indianapolis. The company wants a positive person who can make a difference with their janitorial team. Brookdale Robin Run Village is a senior living community on the northwest side of Indianapolis. They're in need of a certified nursing assistant and a licensed practical nurse, so 2 different positions are available there. All of these jobs came from our Hiring Hoosiers job board. Companies post their job openings on that board every single day, and there's a link to the application process. Just go to hiringhoosiers.com, and there you can check out the board. Well, a lot of businesses have slowed down during this pandemic. Some central Indiana farms are actually booming. Next, we'll find out how they're helping to make up for some of the meat shortages you may see on your grocery store shelves. We'll be right back.
Call the number on your screen.
Welcome back. The governor is expected to announce plans of the beginning stages of reopening the state later today. As businesses start to rebound, a Hancock County farmer is hoping that folks will continue to shop local. Tyner Pond Farm out in Greenfield says their sales are up 5 times what they were this time last year. Owner Chris Baggett says because folks are starting to buy in and shopping online and shopping local. He says with large meat production having to shut down and the grocery store shelves looking really bare, Tyner Pond is partnering with other local farmers to stock their shelves.
Right now, the demand is more than we can handle by ourselves, and we've built a network over time with like-minded farmers. You know, pasture-raised, no antibiotics, no drugs of any kind, animals raised outdoors.
Well, right now, Tyner Pond's store front is in Greenfield. It's closed to the public, but they're doing free deliveries to your homes when you order on their website. Well, it will still take a little bit of time for restaurants and other parts of the hospitality industry to fully recover from the COVID-19 slowdown. Now, a food writer is trying to bring some badly needed help to the hospitality workers who have been without jobs for several weeks. Jolene Ketzenberger is asking chefs from Central Indiana, as well as the public, for their best recipes to go in an upcoming e-cookbook. The money raised from the sales of the cookbook will go to a new nonprofit organization that provides wellness, financial, and creative support to people who work in hospitality.
You know, oftentimes there's not access to a variety of ways to tend to yourself, you know, whether it's addictions counseling or financial counseling. It's a very challenging, high stress business. And oftentimes there's not time to take care of yourself when you're taking care of everybody else.
Well, you can submit recipe ideas and find out more information about the community cookbook. It's all at the website you see on your screen, eatdrinkindy.com. And I am ready to eat, drink Indy for my lunch. Get outside, Todd. It is Friday. We have some great weather out there, maybe a great day to step outdoors, maybe on your back patio, have some lunch, have some dinner.
Yeah, anything you want to do outdoors today, Lauren, we're in tip-top shape, and we're going to carry that over into most of the weekend. I said most because there is a little period as we get into Sunday morning where we'll run into some issues. We'll talk more about that in just a second, but look at these temperatures right now. At the noon hour, 58 the common number from Indy to Kokomo down towards Greenwood, 60 already in Bloomington with all that sunshine you see in the background. And these temperatures today, they will be climbing up anywhere from 66 to about 71 degrees across the area, putting us right where we should be as far as high temperatures go for this time of year. Our normal high is 68 degrees. You throw in the sunshine and the light winds. The wind, I always say, is the ultimate equalizer. If it was 67 degrees and really windy, it wouldn't feel as good as 67 with sunshine and no wind outside at all. The last of the clouds have been exiting out of the area. You can see those pushing into the Dayton and Cincinnati area. And as we expand out, there is a little bit in the way of cloud cover off to our west and a few showers. The showers will fall apart, but the skies may start to turn partly cloudy a little bit here late this afternoon and into the evening hours. But other than that, as Lauren mentioned, just get outside and just try to do something, whether that's for a walk or you're firing up the grill later on this evening. Temperatures will be still right around 67 degrees at 4 p.m., then slowly falling back down into the lower 60s as the sun starts to set. I will mention if you are going to be out later on this evening after sunset, these temperatures will start to cool off pretty quickly across the area. so be aware of that. Tomorrow is a terrific day. We get up into the 70s. In fact, some areas probably top the 80-degree mark for your day on Saturday. Tomorrow, though, it will turn a little windy, especially throughout the afternoon hours. So that's something you'll have to contend with. But skies will be partly cloudy across the area. And then you notice the rain shower icon there by 11 p.m. There will be a front that comes through late Saturday night into Sunday. And this will start to spread some scattered showers across parts of the area. And depending exactly where that front sets up will determine who sees the rain on Sunday morning. I don't think it's a super widespread thing. It's probably only a 30 to maybe 50-mile band of rain right along that front that we'll have to contend with. It looks like it's during the morning hours, and then as we get into the afternoon, we'll start to clear things out. So Sunday's definitely not a washout for everybody, or anybody for that matter. But if you do see the showers in the morning hours, it will get better throughout the afternoon. High temperatures, they will be topping off Sunday right around 70 degrees, so a little bit cooler if you had to pick the day over the one or the other. Obviously, Saturday is the better day compared to Sunday. Mostly sunny on Monday at 70 degrees. Another front comes through with showers and storms on Tuesday. Behind that front, Lauren, it will be a little cooler by the middle of next week, but we're still talking temperatures in the 60s with sunshine. And by the way, we mentioned rain chances here and there. May, on average, is the wettest month for Indianapolis for the whole entire year. So they always say April showers, but May is actually the wettest month.
All right. Interesting, Todd. Thank you so much. Well, whether it's a league night or a night out with your friends, for many of us, bowling is a fun way to spend the evening. But until the lanes are reopened, alleys are having to hang on in other ways. This morning, Brad Brown shows us how Beech Grove is continuing to support a local favorite.
It's not supposed to be this quiet.
When it's been 3 or 4 weeks and no sound, it's out there.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For decades, Beech Grove has seen these lanes busy until now.
We haven't closed our doors even in tornadoes and things like that, winter ice storms. So to look at them and say, hey, it's done, I mean.
Scott Seach has owned Beech Grove Bowl for more than 20 years. The building's been in the heart of downtown BG for more than 70. Not being open is something not often seen here.
We get at least a couple of phone calls every day. Are you open for bowling? Can we come bowl? So yeah, our regulars are just dying. I mean, all of us, we're all bowlers. We all want to bowl.
But Scott and his crew have kept the alley's small kitchen going, putting out pizzas and calzones by the dozen, keeping the locals in the loop.
We have a sheeted dough that we were using to make cheese breads out of. Stuffed it, folded it over, cooked it, and it worked. And we put it on the menu, and it's fastly become our #1 seller. I've actually been in airports in other cities and had people see my shirt and say, oh, I love your calzone.
BG Bowl also has a relief fund for those in need.
We pretty much posted, if you're hungry, out of work, need food, give us a call. We can use that fund to buy you dinner. So it started with $300. There's $900 in it now. We spent over $1,500 out of it. Every time something like this has happened, the ice storms and things like that, this whole community pulls together.
Hopefully soon the pins will fall here again.
My people are working. I'm working. We know that there's a lot of people who aren't working at all. So, your restaurants, they're there. They know when you need, and we're trying to help as much as we can.
Scott is making some upgrades at Beech Grove Bowl that includes digital ball tracers and alley projection systems. Some very cool stuff there. He also partners with the Didion family in owning All-Star Bowl over on Indy's east side. They're making some renovations there as well. Of course, bowlers all over the Hoosier State are hoping to be back on the lanes soon. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Brad, thank you. Still ahead here on the news at noon. We want to get one final check of your Storm Team 6 forecast before we head into the weekend. Here's a live look at the city skyline from our camera on top of the pagoda out at the Speedway. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
A U.S. warehouse.
All right, as you make your way over the next 7 days, you'll find mild temperatures throughout the 7-day forecast and some rain opportunities. Today, though, it's beautiful 67 with sunshine. Tomorrow near 80 with partly cloudy skies and breezy conditions. Then as we work our way into Sunday morning, some scattered showers. But by Sunday afternoon, the sun is out. And on Monday, look for mostly sunny skies, Lauren, and a high temperature right around 70 degrees.
Todd, thank you. We're looking forward to a great weekend here in Central Indiana. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Come back here, join us for the news at 5. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.